It's 8 p.m. You've had a long, productive workday. You managed complex projects, answered dozens of emails, and made smart, rational decisions all afternoon. Then you walk into the kitchen, open the fridge, and eat an entire tub of ice cream directly with a spoon. Or maybe you find yourself scrolling mindlessly on your phone for 3 hours, or impulse buying a $200 jacket you don't even need. Why does your willpower completely collapse at night? Why do intelligent, disciplined people make terrible choices when the sun goes down? It's not because you're lazy or weak-willed. You're suffering from a well-documented psychological phenomenon known as decision fatigue. To understand how it works, imagine your brain's willpower as a smartphone battery. Every single morning, you wake up with a fully charged battery. Your prefrontal cortex, the region of your brain responsible for self-control, logical thinking, and long-term planning, is operating at peak efficiency. When you decide what to wear in the morning, your battery drops to 98%. When you choose between coffee or tea, it drops to 95%. When you resist the temptation to hit snooze, ignore a distracting notification, decide how to phrase a sensitive email, or choose what to eat for lunch, tick, 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 your battery drains. Here's the catch. Your brain doesn't distinguish between huge decisions and tiny ones. Deciding whether to sign a major business contract consumes mental energy, but so does deciding which toothpaste brand to buy or whether to take the highway or side streets. By the time 6 p.m. rolls around, you've made roughly 35,000 decisions. Your prefrontal battery is flashing red at 5%. When your brain runs out of decision-making power, it refuses to spend any more energy. To save itself, it triggers an automatic mental shortcut. It defaults to the path of least resistance. Instead of making a conscious, thoughtful choice, your depleted brain takes one of two emergency exits. Shortcut number 1, impulsivity. You act without thinking. You grab the sugary snack, buy the expensive item, or say something snappy to your partner, because resisting temptation requires energy you simply don't have. Shortcut number 2, total avoidance. You postpone decisions altogether. You leave the email unread, ignore the pile of laundry, or watch mindless TV for hours. This isn't just about ice cream and shopping. In a famous study, researchers analyzed over 1,100 parole board decisions by judges. In the early morning, judges granted parole about 65% of the time, but as the morning dragged on and decision fatigue set in, the parole rate steadily dropped down to nearly 0%. Why? Because granting parole requires risky mental evaluation, while denying it and keeping the prisoner locked up is the safe, default choice. After a lunch break recharges their brains, the parole rate spiked back up to 65%. So how do you protect yourself from decision fatigue? First, automate routine choices. Wear simple wardrobe formulas, prep your meals in advance, and stick to a consistent daily routine. There's a reason Steve Jobs and Mark Zuckerberg wore the exact same outfit every day. It saved their decision energy for what mattered. Second, make critical decisions early. Schedule your hardest tasks, important meetings, and big life choices before noon, when your battery is full. Third, replenish your fuel. When you feel mentally drained, take a real break, get some sleep, or eat a healthy snack to restore your brain's glucose levels. Willpower isn't a permanent character trait. It's a finite daily resource. Protect your brain battery, and stop making big choices on an empty tank.